this?
My mother.
So it's picking up your music, or is you telling you what's going on elsewhere?
Mix of both. So I can hear myself in the band.
Okay. Baby, I'm Don.
Same.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Hello. Yep. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. Oh, sorry.
Part of jazz is improvisation. Well, so jazz actually was founded as a music of expanding what was already there. There were songs that were already present in the ether as a part of the community, the culture, and jazz was a process of stretching it a little bit. Maybe savoring the melody, the music a little bit more. Maybe drawing even more from the wellspring of inspiration that comes from a powerful connection and combination of harmonies and notes. Kabbalat Shabbat is the very same thing. Kabbalat Shabbat is an addition added to our service, knowing that there is a profound power to this evening, and we can continue to draw from it. And so this evening we have a special service, our Got Shabbat service, where we are going to draw more from this profound holiday, perhaps at the very center of our community, the center of what it means to be Jewish, because there is so much in it, if only we are able to jazz out a little bit more. Tonight, we also have a special treat, as together I just want to make sure to remember to thank, of course, Rob and Debbie Feldman, and Dr. Wayne and Karen Friedmann as well for the inspiration and the support of this evening. And I also want to call it that we have a special treat this evening, as we are going to get to learn from one of our very own. We'll have a formal introduction in just a little bit, although many people have informally said hello, and Shabbat Shalom to Cantor Dr. Jonathan Friedmann, who is, we'll hear a little more, but one of our very own. And throughout the weekend, we're going to be learning all different things, not just about our tradition, not just about the powerful things that are in Judaism, but specifically about our community. It's a real treat. I'm anxiously awaiting the words that you are going to share with us. Cantor, Doctor, it is such a joy to have you here. Thank you for joining us this evening. Well, we continue with our music tonight with the words of Ya'aloz Sadai, a melody. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Thank you.
So, as you notice, there's a very important singer missing. And you probably all noticed. Unfortunately, Kendra is recovering from COVID. Yes. So I am singing without her tonight, and because of that, you'll notice there are also no programs because she knows the music so well, and not to step into that, in the very last minute, so I decided to just change it up. So we'll be letting you know the songs that we're doing, what pages in the Siddur. So tonight's going to be just a regular Siddur night as opposed to the program, and we'll all say Misha Berach to Kendra. Hi, Kendra. I know she's watching. And she'll be back for the next Got Shabbat. So it's a little different, it'll be a little bit different tonight. So this piece is called Ya'alov Sedai, and you'll find the words at the bottom of page 13. Kind of look for it. The next piece is in the psalm that's on page 16, where the words, I think the very top of the page, Zamru Ladonai. Psalm 98, this is the fifth verse. A little slower. we turn to page 20. We sing again. It's a little bit of a different Lachadodi, but you are welcome to get up and dance because it's got a Latin feel. So it's a very dancey song. So this is on page 20, and when we come to the last verse, the door will magically be opened, and we will face that door as we face a bride coming in. We think of Shabbat as a bride dressed in white, as they were in Israel in Safat, running in the fields, these young women in white, and that's how we think of Shabbat. So when the door is open, we face the door and we welcome in the bride of Shabbat. Welcome in the Sabbath bride. Boi veshalom ateret Allah gam besimcha uvsohola toch emunei am segula
Please be seated. We turn now to lighting our candles, knowing that just like opening up our voices, we bring Shabbat into the room by our actions, by how we learned, and by our deeds. And so it is with one act of reaching out and kindling a light that we reflect the light that we bring into the end of our week, Shabbat, simply by lighting our candles.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. the Barhu on page 28. May be seated. Page 36. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha ubechol nafshecha ubechol meodecha ve'chayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha veshinantam levanecha vedibarta bam veshivtecha beveitecha uvlechtecha vaderech uvshochbecha uvkumecha Ukshartam leot al yadecha, vechayu letotafot beinenecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha, leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai, vihitem kedoshim lelohechem, ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet. Please turn to page 40 for a very different Nichamocha. Kamocha ba'elim Adonai mi kamocha ne'erda ba'kodesh tehilot, oseh felech, Nora tehilot, oseh felech, Nora tehilot, oseh felech, Nora tehilot, oseh felech. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha ne'er b'kodesh. You got it, mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha ne'er b'kodesh. Malechutecha ra'u banecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam. Malechutecha ra'u banecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha ne'er b'kodesh. Ze chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha ne'er b'kodesh. Ze Eli anu ve'ameru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Ze Eli anu ve'ameru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha ne'er b'kodesh. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha ne'er b'kodesh. Nice. It is my honor to introduce Cantor Dr. Jonathan Friedmann. Oh, page number is page 44.
Shabbat Shalom. This is a rather special melody for Vishamru. It's a South African folk melody that was introduced to North America by none other than Wally Kelter, Rabbi Wally Kelter. In addition to, of course, being the longtime rabbi here, when, about 5 years after he started as rabbi in 1955, he was brought on as the chairman of the Committee on Synagogue Music for the Central Conference of American Rabbis. And they put out a book in 1960 called The Union Songster. And that's where this particular melody comes from.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש.
That was beautiful. Please turn to page 46 and rise in body or in spirit. Adonai. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Velohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Velohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Velohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chastei Avot ve'imahot, Umevi Geula livnei v'neihem, Lema'an Shemo be'ahava. Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah, Rav le'Hoshia. Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha ba'al gevurot, Umido melach, Melech mimid, Umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, Ne'emanat hachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kdoshim b'chol yom, Yehalelucha selah, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Please continue silently with either the words that are in your siddur or the words that are in your heart, and when you have finished, you may be seated. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Kol hanshama tehallel. Hallelujah, hallelujah, Kol hanshama tehallel Cantor Dr. Jonathan Friedmann grew up here at Temple Israel, and he went to Torah Center. As an adult, he taught here and he sang in the choir. He attended Academy of Jewish Religion, California, where he earned a Master of Jewish Sacred Music and a cantorial ordination. He also has a doctorate in Hebrew Bible. He's written or edited 30 books and dozens of articles. He's the community leader and education director of Adat Haverim, and he's the dean of the School of Masters of Sacred Jewish Studies at I didn't write that one down, Academy for Jewish Religion, California, also my school. He is my professor. He was my professor. So I came to know him as my professor at AJRCA, and since I am now ordained, and I have nothing to gain by saying this, I can honestly say that he was one of my favorite teachers. He was also my thesis advisor, and writing my thesis with his guidance was one of my greatest writing experiences. To say that I am thrilled that he is here this weekend would be an understatement. It is truly a privilege to learn from you, and I encourage everybody here to take advantage of this weekend and attend as much as possible. It is my pleasure to introduce Cantor Dr. Jonathan Friedmann.
Well, it is great to be back. I think this was the back row, back when I was here. It's usually where I used to sit. Well, as I was preparing for this weekend, knowing that you're about to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Temple Israel, I was thinking, what sort of music was popular when Temple Israel was established way back in 1923. This was, of course, the Roaring Twenties, the Jazz Age, so-called, because of the surging economy, the jazz-fueled parties that flouted prohibition laws, and, of course, the Harlem Renaissance. The decade which would come to a crashing halt with the Great Depression brought jazz into the mainstream with Duke Ellington, Louis Armstrong, Bessie Smith, Fats Waller, and many others. Jewish composers and songwriters were also making their mark on popular music, as they had been since the 1880s, when cheap upright pianos began banging away in offices on West 28th Street in Manhattan between 5th and 6th Avenue. You may know this cacophony as Tin Pan Alley. That's how it got its name. 1923 was also the tail end of the great wave of Jewish immigration to the United States, which began around 1880 and brought some 2.3 million Jews to the United States, mostly from Eastern Europe. New York City, and especially the Lower East Side of Manhattan, became the center of American Jewry. The new arrivals brought the old world with them, setting up mikvahs and Yiddish newspapers, kosher markets and delis, and synagogues and benevolent societies modeled on their homeland traditions. They also brought Yiddish theater with them, which helped to ease the shock of the new world. Enterprising immigrants and children of immigrants gravitated to untapped fields not already taken over by the white Anglo-Saxon Protestant elite. This included emerging forms of popular entertainment, with which the ruling class essentially disregarded as disreputable and unsuitably lowbrow, the kind of thing where you couldn't make any money. Jewish composers and lyricists quickly found their place in America's melting pot. Music publishers, many of them former salesmen, and many of them Jewish, of course, approached songs as a made-to-order commodity. Yet these songs were not merely market goods. As Irving Berlin's biographer Lawrence Bergreen reminds us, for Jewish songwriters, this was an artistically fruitful search for a musical and personal identity in the New World. Among the fruitful searchers was Irving Berlin and people like Harold Arlen and George M. Cohan, the Gershwin brothers, Jerome Kern, Richard Rodgers, Oscar Hammerstein, we could go on and on. Meanwhile, on the West Coast, in 1923, Long Beach had approximately 125 Jewish families. Among them were those who began meeting at a community building on West Anaheim Street, forming what would be Temple Israel. At this time, the majority of Jews in Long Beach were Orthodox. However, the community's rabbi, Louis Grossman, insisted on conducting reform services at what was then called the Long Beach Jewish Congregation. Kind of obvious. Moreover, most of the funding for the congregation came from Reform Jews, and 12 of the 15 board members were also Reform. So, that's the beginning of Temple Israel, and of course the beginning of another synagogue, because that's the way it goes. The Orthodox faction split off to form their own congregation, Temple Sinai. Southern California did have its own music industry, but unlike Tin Pan Alley in New York, popular songs were not just used to grow the music business, but really to promote regional tourism, boost local enterprises, and attract new residents. Lyrics, upbeat tunes, and sheet music illustrations combined to draw attention to the still largely untapped region. Southern California grew considerably during the 1920s, due in no small part because of these promotional efforts. Like the rest of Southern California, Long Beach's Mediterranean climate, palm trees, ocean views, and Spanish-style architecture were promoted as exotic paradises. The region primarily attracted Midwest migrants. You may not know this, but Long Beach used to be called Iowa by the Sea. Josh Kuhn, a music critic and USC communications professor, writes in his book, Songs in the Key of California, quote, "There was often little separation between Southern California's sheet music and the network of other elite-run industries, Hollywood, the Santa Fe and Pacific Railroads, the Los Angeles Times, the LA Chamber of Commerce, the LA Merchants Association, the citrus industry, to name but a few, that were all working together to sell and profit from a carefully constructed, cleverly marketed, and highly fictionalized version of Los Angeles and Southern California to the rest of the world. Among the realities this romanticized marketing covered up was the region's growing ethnic and racial diversity and struggles for equality. A number of Jewish composers and lyricists contributed to these California songs. There was Abraham Frankenstein, Abraham Frankum Frankenstein, actually, great name, who wrote I Love You, California in 1913, which was designated as our state song in 1951. Does anyone know I Love You, California? We do have a state song. Can you believe it? I think most states do. This one goes like this. I love you, California, you're the greatest state of all. I love you in the winter, summer, spring, and in the fall. Everybody. What I love about this is they mixed up the seasons so it would rhyme. Anyway. And yeah, we don't even have seasons, so it's, what are you going to do? So there were others. E.M. Rosner gave us Dear California Waltzes in 1915. Irving Berlin wrote In Orange Grove in California back in 1922. Abe Lyman collected an anthology, California Melodies, in 1944. Perhaps the most famous of these contributions was California, Here I Come, popularized by Russian-born vaudeville superstar Al Jolson. The song was written in 1921 by Jewish songwriter Joseph Mayer and lyricist Buddy DeSilva, who, by the way, was one of the few white Gentiles in the business at that time. Jolson also got writing credit, as he did, just for singing the song. Kind of a good deal. California, Here I Come debuted in the musical Bombo, starring Jolson in his usual and, by today's standards, reprehensible blackface. In the show, Jolson's character is transported back to Spain in 1492, meeting Christopher Columbus and becoming a slave whom Columbus brings on his first voyage to the New World. So it's probably a good thing that we've preserved California, Here I Come, and we've left Bombo behind. According to the discography of American historical recordings, California, Here I Come was the #2 hit of 1924. We can imagine early congregants of Temple Israel huddled around their phonographs or their pianos, taking in these happy, sappy sounds before heading out for Friday night services at the Jewish Community Building on Anaheim Street. It was a song that said, "We've made it. We're home, right where we belong in our quaint little corner of sunny California." So we're going to perform California, Here I Come for you. Please join along if you want.
When the wintry winds are blowing and the snow is starting to fall, then my eyes turn westward, knowing that's the place I love the best of all. California, I've been blue since I've been away from you. I can't wait till I get going, even now I'm starting to call. Oh, California, here I come, right back where I started from, where flowers bloom in the sun. Each morning at dawn and birds sing and everything a sun kisses and don't be late. That's why I can hardly wait. Open up that golden gate, California, here I come. California, here I come, right back where I started from, where flowers bloom in the sun. Each morning at dawn, birds are singing and everything a sun kisses and don't be late. That's why I can hardly wait. Open up that golden gate, California, here I come.
Thank you. Thank you. Yashikoa. Would you like a
No, I'm just thinking of how to transition from that to Misha Berach. We know that music is something that reaches right into our hearts and actually transcends even generations as we sing a song joining with those who came before us in this very community, although, yes, of course, on the other side, right? There's something powerful about drawing people together. It's my 3-year-old over there. Sorry. There's something really powerful about drawing people together. This is the hardest Misha Berach I've ever done. But I really do mean it. I think that there is strength in bringing us together. And it's more than just bringing people into the same room. It's about saying we are deeply connected to one another. We talk about healing as taking many different forms, and there is a healing of the body, but anyone who has gone through a major moment in their life with a major surgery or anything that has given a real fear of what our health might be knows that it's not just the body that heals, but there is a healing of the mind, a healing of the soul as well. I think that as we allow the body to heal by resting, by drawing together our body, so too do we draw together our community, allowing us to be near one another, to feel the presence of who we are as one community and the presence of those who have come before us, and to let that heal us. So thank you for bringing in that song, allowing us to share in the moment of maybe a phonograph, maybe one of those upright pianos we have in the other room, by the way, and being with one another, knowing the power of healing. If you're joining us online, I'd like to invite you to share the names of those that you're thinking of in the chat so that we can draw their names out into our sanctuary and all of us can think of that person. And for those of us who are here, we have in our handouts the names of those in our community who need healing. We're very deliberate in placing them in that handout so that we can take a look and bring that list home. Healing, as it takes many forms, also takes the form of a phone call, an email. If there's someone that you see on that list you haven't connected with in a little while, reach out to them. Offer that healing to them as well. And of course, I want to invite that if you are thinking of someone this evening and you want to share their name aloud, I invite you to do so as my eyes meet yours. To these names, those joining us virtually online. Pat Rawls, Kelly DeWayne, Gail Roof, Sharon Simpson, Harriet Ellis, Harriet Reed, and Amy Marcois Koch. You can join together. The words are on page 253 of our prayer books, page 253.
Bless those in need of healing. would like to bring back Cantor Dr. Jonathan Friedmann for the Aleinu on page 282. Please rise in body or in spirit.
לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה לעושה בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונה. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
You may be seated.
Our thoughts now turn to those in our community who have died in recent days or in this season in years past. And so if you are joining us online, I invite you to share the names of those that you are thinking of in the chat at this time. Together as one community, our hearts go out to those who have lost someone recently and are observing Shiva and Shloshim, the 7 days and the 30 days after the death of someone near to them. And so as we remember Marcus Lowenstein, our hearts go out to Harry Lowenstein and Ava Lowenstein, Ryan and Daryl. As we remember Sheldon Cohen, our hearts go out to Seth and Vicky Kogan. As we remember Arnold Martin Shimsky, our hearts go out to Rita Shimsky and Jeff Shimsky, Kendra Miller, Sloan and Levi. As we remember Patricia Workman, our hearts go out again to Vicky and to Seth, Emily and Michael and Alexander. As we remember Israel Jonathan Yost, our hearts go out to Hannah Finley and Cantor Marvin Finley. As we remember Gerald Towner, our hearts go out to Jennifer Hirsch and Jerry Hirsch. As we remember Gerald Yavitz, our hearts go out to Sandra Yavitz. And as we remember Thomas Silverston, our hearts go out to Elaine Silverston. As we remember Alan Engerman, our hearts go out to Jeff and Laura, Megan and Max. Additionally, we remember Eitan Alpern, beloved brother of David Alpern and brother-in-law of Sherry, uncle of Michelle, who died on Tuesday. Additionally, we mark the art site, the anniversary of the death of Harry Albin, Sam Bender, Samuel Barrow, Sadie Brooks, Margaret Brawarney, Esther Buchholz, Jack Cameron, Edwin Kogert, Irving Cohen, Mary Duffy, Sadie Eisenberg, Jean Edelson, Tilly Evans, Mo Freed, Charles Fritz, Francis Green, Urel Hirsch, Marlene Karp, Laverne Leonardo, Sam Levin, Florence Locks, Edith Meltzer, Ida Memel, Irving Mitnick, Percy Morris, Buddy Polich, Frida Roberts, Irving Rosenberg, Beatrice Saltzman, Harry Simon, Lily Steinberg, Joyce Stuhlbarg, and Keith Taylor. We add to these names Arthur Schneider, For those of us who are in our sanctuary, I invite you to share the names of those that you are thinking of. Please do so as my eyes meet yours. I'd like to invite us to rise together as one in love and in solidarity as we offer the words of the Mourner's Kaddish on page 294 of our prayer books. Let's join together. Yitgadal, Yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'amad, Yibrach, Yirteh, Ve'amlich Malchuteh, B'chayechon, V'yomechon, Uv'chaye Dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala Uv'izman Kariv V'imru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah, Mebarach, Leolam, Olmeo Maya, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitha'ar, V'yitramam, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitaleh, V'yitalal, Shemei Dekudisha, Barichu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechamata, Damiran Be'alma V'imru, Amen. Yehei Shlam Rabba min Shemaya, V'chaim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru, Amen. V'sei Shalom b'mramav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael, V'al Kol Yeshvei Tevel, V'imru, Amen. Zichronam Livracha. Memories have a way of making their way into every part of our lives, and I want to invite each and every one of us to allow that memory to be a blessing, a bit of sweetness. I invite us together to say, Amen. Well, please be seated. We have just a couple of things happening in the next week or two at Temple Israel. I'll try to make it brief. So we have, throughout the rest of the weekend, and I invite you to open up, if you open up your handouts, you'll see, throughout the rest of the weekend, we have more opportunities to learn with Cantor Dr. Jonathan Friedmann. Tomorrow morning, he'll be teaching twice in the morning, more about the history of our community. I'm thrilled to be learning, although I am expecting that you'll be singing California Here I Come at each of them. Is that... So throughout the weekend, so tomorrow morning, our Torah study will also be led by Cantor Dr. Jonathan Friedmann, and on Sunday at 10 o'clock, I invite us to join together again for a class titled "A Musical Rabbi, Wally Kelter, Bach and the Bima." Our Joys of Jewish Learning program has many offerings this week. There's a lot. If you take a look at the new catalog that came out, there's a lot to be excited about. On Monday, we have our New Testament from a Jewish study from a Jewish perspective class at 9:45 a.m. And on Thursday at 10:15, we have our Tanakh study group. If you're interested in that, I invite you to contact Martine Korak. Our men's Minyan discussion group, which is meeting every week now in person, is meeting every Tuesday at 9 a.m. If you are interested, I invite you to ask Alan Lillian or any of the people now nodding their heads in our sanctuary. It's a wonderful group, and I've gotten to join a couple of times, although come with strong opinions and ready to laugh a lot. We have nothing happening next weekend. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Next weekend is Cantor Cooper's installation weekend, which I am so excited. We are abuzz for both of these weekends, and next weekend it is not to be missed. There's going to be celebration throughout the entire weekend. I'll just leave it at that. We have the opportunity to celebrate welcoming Cantor Cooper formally as our cantor here at Temple Israel, not to be missed. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll leave it at that. Maybe I'll mention a little bit about the weekend. So Friday night at 6 o'clock, we're going to have the installation service. There will be a guest speaking that evening, and we'll have the opportunity as a congregation to install Cantor Cooper as our clergy, as our cantor. On On Saturday, we'll have Torah study, although we're going to be doing a different thing on Saturday morning. We are doing Torah study at El Dorado Nature Center. So don't come here. It'll be at El Dorado Nature Center in the morning. And we'll have breakfast as well at 10 o'clock. And then around 10:30-ish, somewhere around there, we are going to do a hike and meditation. We want to get outside of our usual frame for spiritual expression, and so we are going to take the invitation of our liturgy and look at this beautiful natural world that we have. Join us, El Dorado Nature Center, 10 o'clock for some nosh, 10:30 for the hike and meditation. And then on Saturday night at 5 p.m., we're going to have dinner and Havdalah at Roche Park? Rush Park. It says Roche Park. Maybe it's left over from Rosh Hashanah. Please RSVP so that we can know to have the right amount of food for everyone. And it is going to be a whole evening of Broadway music and celebration. It's going to be awesome. If you have any questions about any of the things going on, you can ask any of our board members. We have some of our staff here as well tonight. We have a lot of exciting things coming up this weekend and next. Well, do we have a closing song for tonight?
Yes, we do.
Okay. What's our closing song?
O Javo Shalom Aleinu. You'll have to help me with this one, because I know the words, but this arrangement's a little different. So sing loud, okay?
All right.
You know it. You actually probably know it better than I do. Okay. Okay. O Javo Shalom Aleinu. O Javo Shalom Aleinu. O Javo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al kulam. O Javo Shalom Aleinu. O Javo Shalom Aleinu. O Javo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. O Javo Shalom Aleinu. O Javo Shalom Aleinu. O Javo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. O Javo Shalom Aleinu. O Javo Shalom Aleinu. O Javo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Aleinu, O Javo Shalom Aleinu. O Javo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. O Javo Shalom Aleinu. O Javo Shalom Aleinu. O Javo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Kiva moed. Kiva moed. Kiva moed. Kiva moed. Kiva moed. Kiva moed. Nicely done. Shabbat shalom. Yep.
Well, so we'd like to say a special thank you for the music from the Shabbatones, and I'm going to turn it over to Barry just to introduce maybe a teeny bit about each of the...
Okay, well, tonight we're blessed and proud to have on drums Randy White. Randy White and I go back to playing maybe 35 or 40 years in various clubs, and then throughout the years, and then we were so glad when we thought of doing God Shabbat to bring Randy up for that. And then on piano we have the one and only Sam Ross. I haven't quite known Sam for 40 years, but I did know him when he was 8 years old, and I taught him piano. And he was a great piano player then, is a great piano player now. He was in Jazz Angels for a while, and now he works with Jazz Angels, and he's one of the most sought-after piano players around town. And we're glad you could come tonight and play, Sam. Thank you very much. My name is Barry Kogert, or as I'm referred to around here, Mr. Kendra. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Barry. Barry has helped me. He was like telling me all along, okay, keep on moving. It was awesome, so thank you, Barry. Thank you, Cantor Dr. Jonathan Friedmann. Really, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to Torah study and your sermon during the service and lunch and learn, and then the talk on Sunday morning. So come back. It's all going to be amazing. Thank you so much. Yep. I think it's for me.
Okay. All right, well, let's take the sweetness of this moment, place it right there in our cup with our blessing over our Kiddush. I invite us all to join together. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzah banu, v'shabbat kodsho, v'ahava u'ratzon, v'hilanu, zikaron v'maaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom tehillah, lemikra kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, kivanu maharta, v'tanu kidashta, mikol hamim, v'shabbat kodshecha, v'ahava u'ratzon, kinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh hashabbat lechaim. We forgot one thank you. Paul. Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Paul makes us sound really good.
Yeah. Oh, there's a hall in there. Yeah. Well, let's join together. I know that we have a custom at Temple Israel of being connected to someone who is connected to the challah. And so if you are comfortable, I invite you to place a hand on the shoulder of the person next to you, to be near to the person next to you. We can be, we'll pretend that there's connection between the different groups. And here, we'll come on over.
Yes. Sorry.
Oh, yes, I am okay.